One of the main advantages of having Ubuntu Touch on your phone is, of course, opportunity to use the full-fledged Linux. But as you may imagine, it's very hard to do it on the phone. So we need to find a way how we can SSH into our phone from the computer and do all of the actions. So basically there are many ways to do it, but they're all the same. You just need firstly to transfer the public key onto your Ubuntu Touch device from your computer, tablet, whatever device you want to SSH into the phone, and then just establish the session. So the process is pretty simple. Before you're going to start, you should already have a public and private key pair generated on your machine. Could be Linux, Windows, Mac, doesn't matter. For Unix systems, it is SSH keygen. It will basically generate your public and private key, and you keep the private key on your machine, and the public key you have to transfer here. So once you generated those keys on your machine, you have to transfer the keys here. You can do it via email, via, again, some kind of USB flash drive, doesn't matter. But they should appear on this device. I use the Telegram because it's a public key, and not much is gonna happen there. And once you have done this, you have to go into your favorite terminal, which is, of course, that's the one we have. And we need to configure SSH here. So first of all, we are going to create a .ssh folder in your home directory. I already have it, but the command is pretty simple. So we can do mkdir, and then we just provide the home directory as this with the tilde and then .ssh. Okay, great. So in my case, of course, it already exists, but once you run this command, it's going to create it. So the next thing that you're going to do is you have to change the permissions on that particular folder, on that .ssh. And we're just gonna do the same as it was included in the Ubuntu UBports tutorial. So we do chmod 700, read, write, execute. And then the same thing, we pass this .ssh. Great. So now you change the permission for that folder. The next thing that you have to do is, doesn't matter which way, but you have to create the file inside your .ssh, which would be called authorized keys. So if you go to, if you're changing our directory to SSH, cool. So you need to have this file, the file which is called authorized keys. And you have to copy and paste your public key from your computer, doesn't matter, any other instance, inside this authorized key. So again, if you're using Telegram, email, you just hold and press on the public key, and then you can use editor like Nano. So for instance, you can do this, Nano authorized keys. Okay, and that's it. So as you can see, I have my public key already pasted there, and you have to paste your public key in the same way in this authorized key file. One really cool feature about this particular terminal is that you have Nano shortcuts. So again, if you go to Nano, it's going to change all of your control shortcuts for the Nano editor. So I just say you can do Control-O to write, Control-X to exit, etc. So it's pretty handy. Since I already have my private key, my public key here, there is nothing for me to do, so I just press Control-X and I'm leaving the Nano editor. And the last but not least, we need to change the permission of our authorized keys. So we do chmod, this time we do 600, and then we do authorized keys. Okay, beautiful, that's it. And last but not least, I'm just going to clear the interface, is we need to enable the SSH server on this particular phone. And you would think that you need something like sudo systemctl, right? Service enable SSH, but Ubuntu Touch comes with something different. So what you have to do is you have to do sudo android-gadget-service and then enable SSH. Boom, done, easy. So that's the only configuration you have to do on the phone, and once this one is done, you can jump into your computer and then try to connect to your phone. And always remember one thing is your phone and your computer, they should be located on the same Wi-Fi, the same network. Otherwise, you wouldn't see it. And just another thing for you, since you are going to SSH, since we are going through the full process, you need to know the IP address of your device on the network. So you go to settings, and then you scroll a bit down to Wi-Fi, then let's say your Wi-Fi, and here you can see your IP address. So you're going to use this IP address to connect to your phone from your laptop. And the user that you're going to use would be the phablet, let's say, or maybe in your case it will be something different. In my case, it's going to be phablet at and then 198, 168, 192, 168, 1, and what was that? 121. Great. So now we are going to try and see if it worked. We transferred our public key into our Ubuntu Touch phone. Now it's time for us to try if we can connect it. So if you remember, in my case, the IP address was on local network, which was 192.168.1.121, and the username by default is phablet. And now if we try to connect, let's have a look, the moment of truth. Yes, look at that. So we are connected. It's a bit slow in my case, but yes, look at that, done. So now, congratulations, you are officially logged into your Ubuntu Touch phone. And then we do again basic comments. Again, who am I? Oh yeah, sorry. Who am I? Okay, great, we are phablet. And I see what about the system, okay, and so on and so on. Basically, now you can install any packages, whatever you want, and yeah, basically use your phone to the maximum and get all of the perks and features of your Linux system on your device. So yeah, let me know if you have any questions. Hopefully it's going to clear out some of the confusion if it didn't work in your case. So yeah, stay tuned.